Hello, my name is Omar Rapisad. It's Wednesday, June 13, 2018 at 8:15 p.m. in Toronto. So I just walked in and as quite frequently happens, somebody from the unit across the corridor either follows me in or is right in front of me. So just now, an older woman from that unit followed me in. I turned around and there she was behind me. Um, as you can see my eyes here, during work, this eye was burning and I was getting pulses of pain intermittently during the day. And there were some comments I heard on the floor. It is an open concept office. That we're effing your eyes, I heard one of the men say, not directly at me, obviously. So here is where I believe the flagging and the targeting stands right now. So I started a new job last week, and the first day was fine, and the second day, um, I started hearing comments about the contents of the report about my being flagged, number one, and you're a target, you're a target. There's a comment that is being made constantly around my desk, not directly at me, of course. None of this is being said directly at me, to me. This is directed conversations around me. You're a target. You're a target. We can target you. You're a target. The cops are looking for you. You're flagged. Um, she's a prostitute. She F's herself. She like effing a lot. And all the comments that the contractors outside my window uh, makes and that I recorded and I put on the YouTube. Exactly these comments. Only I'm hearing this while I'm trying to learn the job in accounting, which needs a lot of concentration. I heard that a comment, I'm walking back and forth, I'm stalking people, um, and she is nasty, and all sorts of degrading comments like this. Again, exactly the comments I hear from the worker who I have in court right now for harassment, sexual harassment. These are exact comments that I hear in the workplace. Now, of course, the workplace has been infiltrated by this worker and the traffickers, the Chinese traffickers in the building, and the Muslim traffickers as well, and the Indian ones as well. There are a few Indian families in this building who I believe has taken part in this. So, what's interesting about my situation is that I'm suspecting that somebody in the workplace has flagged me for I'm not quite sure what, and covering themselves. They filed a report about me saying whatever it is they say. I solicit, I stalk, whatever it is they said. I'm not quite sure. This is day 8 on the work on the job, without, of course, telling me anything about it. Because if they had told me anything about it, I would not be there. But it's interesting that they would file a report about me and flag me without telling me and still have me working there. Because if they had such an issue that they'd have to make a report about me to the cops, I should not be working there. So it's very interesting that they would do that. One reason I would suspect that they would do that is to cover themselves by making the report and then start harassing me on the contents of the report. Because if a criminal report has been filed about me, then I should not be in that company. I should be fired immediately. So this is a cover. The report is a cover to solicit me, to traffic me. And I heard the comment, "You're my wife. I could see you share naked. I saw you in the bathroom taking a bath. I saw you in the toilet." So I'm suspecting very strongly that the information from this unit I'm being illegally surveilled inside of my unit, and it's been recorded. And passwords are being given with the link to look at me inside my own, to people in the workplace. And I'm being passed around this way. In other words, I'm being trafficked. And they covered themselves by filing the report. This is exactly what I believe is happening. Um, Now, another reason that they would flag me is to piggyback on other reports. They would have to have a file about me, and the report would have to be known to the coworkers, to the company. So the content of the report has been distributed, has been released to my coworkers, to everybody in the company, opening me up to being harassed and stalked and monitored. To monitor me, you'd have to stalk me, you'd have to spy on me. And of course, if someone is looking at you with in mind, keeping in mind that this criminal report is out there and they have all this this perception of you that's been formed by this report, they would automatically view your actions and words in that perspective. In other words, their perception of you is poisoned to start with. And also because I'm a target and they know I'm a target, they would stretch what's in the report and piggyback on it because it makes it more believable if there's consistency in the report. So it's piggybacking. So this is exactly what's going on. And I'm being set up as a good example today. Day number 8 and my phone is not working. It's a big space. I keep getting bumped out of the system and the phone is not working, so I can't call IT. I have to walk to IT, the department, to talk to the person involved. I keep getting bumped out of my Outlook, my mail, so I have to walk back and forth. The printer password gets frozen. I have to walk to find out why. So I heard that I'm walking back and forth and I'm walking around. This is the reason. If it's been reported, then another lie being told, another stretching of the reality to make it look like something is wrong with me when obviously there isn't. Now, again, my productivity can be measured by what I do in the system. So I keep getting bumped out of the system for whatever reason. So if you measure my productivity in the system by day, then it will be lower because I'm not in the system because I'm bumped out. So this is the ways that perpetrators can set you up to degrade your ability. And because I am being targeted in the workplace, I believe this is a setup and a frame. So here's a statement, and I tweeted about this. I have absolutely, absolutely no romantic intention or even friend to create a friendship for that matter. None whatsoever in the towards anyone in the workplace. None, absolutely none. I'm there to work. Period. My relationships are professional. I keep it professional. And to avoid people saying that I'm stalking them, I go out at lunchtime for walks, or I stay at my desk, or I go very briefly in the kitchen to eat, and then I come back to my desk if the day is not sunny. Or I would go out for a walk if it's nice and warm. I go to the kitchen maybe twice a day, and to the bathroom, uh, maybe twice a day. So there is no stalking. If I bump into people along the way and it happens to be the same person, this is not stalking. If they're saying I'm stalking them, they're lying. Again, stretching up the truth. So if anyone in my workplace has flagged me, this is harassment. I should not be flagged. And it also demonstrates that they knew beforehand that I was a target and they could flag me. They can make reports about me before they hired me. So the question is, why did they hire me? If they had access to a criminal report about me, why did they hire me without disclosing to me that they had access to this information? Well, my suspicion is to be trafficked, to be passed around to the people in the workplace and to be degraded, to take away my career, in other words, to degrade my ability This is why I was offered the job. I strongly suspect that the expectation was that the degradation and the flagging could be done very quickly and be out of there very quickly. Because why else would a company hire somebody they think is compromised by being a target and being reported on and flagged? And the police is sniffing around the person all the time because the person is being profiled, in my case, by the Toronto police and targeted by the Toronto police. Very much so. Because, and I went through this in the other videos, they charged me for something I didn't do. They pulled me out of my home based on lies by the traffickers in the building for a mental evaluation that showed nothing. And in both cases, there was violence towards me in the first instant when I was pulled out for a mental evaluation and almost killed the second time in their custody. So yes, I am being profiled and I'm being targeted by the Toronto police. So I'm not at all surprised that whatever cop is taking these reports from the company is flagging me based on the lies. I'm sure the cop knows that I'm being set up and framed. I believe I'm being entrapped because I was entrapped when the first charge went through that was dismissed. Also entrapped to end the case in the way it did, but because my lawyer was infiltrated. And I heard in my workplace that my lawyer, and how this information is in my workplace is a good question, that my lawyer actually intercepted me while he was representing me as a lawyer, seeking my interests, presumably. He called the cops on me, being targeted by everyone I deal with. This is what it means to be a target. So, anyone in the workplace, my present workplace, who is flagging me, they're lying. I'm aware that this flagging is going on. So I am taking all precautions to avoid any situation that could be misconstrued. I'm telling you outright, the public out here, that I'm not in the workplace to solicit. I actually quite enjoy the work. It's quite easy. And it takes me 2 hours to get there and 2 hours back. If I wanted to solicit, I could stand around the corner and do it. I don't have to spend 4 hours of my day to do it. And definitely, my clientele would probably be if I had the inclination to be a prostitute, my clientele would probably be more of an upscale one. Anyways, sorry, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Okay, all right. So let me stop talking. Talk to you another time.